Hey guys, what's going on? It's K+Positive here, and I'm bringing you another interview today with Mr. Doug Gurel. Sir, it is a pleasure to see you here, and just coming here and having this awesome interview with you. We're gonna jump right into it. And the first thing I would like to say is thank you so much for coming out here.
Always.
I really appreciate that. And can you elaborate and kind of tell me who you are and what you do?
Well, my name is Doug, obviously. I'm a pilot with a company that flies corporate aircraft for larger companies, private individuals, on a very private basis. Been with them for about 13 years. I've been with the airlines for also about 13 years. So I've been flying for quite a while.
Thank you so very much for coming. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. And it is an absolute honor and pleasure to have you here.
You betcha. I'm glad to be here.
Have you ever been bullied?
Yes, I have. In fact, I tell you the truth, I think everybody has been bullied.
Yeah.
And bullying never stops. I think it manifests itself in different ways your entire life. So yes, I have been bullied.
Right. And elaborate on kind of what experiences you have with bullying.
It's always a hard question to answer because bullying is so broad. We think it's just a very specific thing only. Let me explain. Your age, for example, I think bullying is very common with looking at somebody's physical attributes and teasing that physical thing. When you're a teenager, you're an adolescent, it changes. It's not so much the physical as it is your actions, maybe your inactions, your behavior, peer pressure. But when you become an adult, a working adult, you would think, bullying doesn't exist now. It's all taken care of. It doesn't happen. Oh, it still happens. But again, it just changes in a different way. I think as an adult, people abuse their positions that they're in. So for me, back at your age, I looked like a girl. Unfortunately, my hair now is dark. It's thick, somewhat. It's receding. But when I was your age, it was just the opposite. It was big. It was curly. It was kind of reddish. Very girl-like. Unfortunately, I got bullied. People said, you look like a girl. You should really use the girls' restroom and not the boys' restroom. And it was tough. When I got older, I was in flight school in my 20s.
Right.
And there's a lot of things you do in flight school with written tests, oral examinations, simulator tests, flight tests, that sort of stuff. And after you achieve a certain certification or a rating, a lot of times people in your class want to, all right, we made it. Let's go party. Let's
Right.
drink, and a lot of times they want to get drunk. That's not who I was, and so I kind of
Right.
got away from it, but they were trying to push me to do something I wasn't comfortable with. Till the next day, they didn't invite me to breakfast or lunch because I wasn't part of their group because I didn't drink with them.
Right.
But as an adult now, as a working adult flying this aircraft and others, you would think it wouldn't exist, but it does. I think a good example was giving you an example. Let's say I'm the captain,
Yep.
you're my co-pilot, Caden.
Gotcha.
We're doing a flight from here to there.
Yep.
We have these checklists,
All right.
and with these checklists, there's certain things we have to cover to make sure the flight goes safely. Let's say we're running a little bit late. And I say, Caden, we're running late. Let's skip a few of these things so we can get going. And you say, I'm not really comfortable doing that because this is a safety thing. I say, Caden, I've been here for 10 years. 10 years. I'm the captain. You've been here for 1 year. I'm going to skip a few things so we can get going, okay? How does that make you feel?
A little bit uncomfortable, and in a way, kind of like, oh, I'm way better and bigger than you.
I'm abusing my position.
Right.
So yeah, those are some examples I've dealt with for decades.
Throughout your life, when you've been through these small but yet hard times of bullying, what did you do that kind of got you through and kind of helped you get away from your struggles?
That's a very easy question, but also a very hard question to answer.
Right.
Because I don't think there's a one size fits all, attitude and actions to solve every bullying problem.
Right.
For me, what got through, there's several things. One is you got to start with God. Always start with God.
Absolutely.
Give this up to Him. Let Him give you the strength. Let Him give you the peace to carry through an otherwise trying situation. But staying with God, also pray for that bully who too is going through a struggle themselves.
Yeah.
That's why they bully. There's something going on in their life. Pray that the Lord gives them peace and direction in the spirit to go a certain way,
Right.
a better way. Also, realize you got to do the right thing.
Yeah.
As hard as it is, after the dust has settled, doing the right thing, you'll realize that was a tough choice. I refrained from participating in the bullying. I walked away, or whatever it is. In the end, you'll realize that was the best choice.
Definitely.
Realize it's temporary. In addition to being temporary, confide. There's
Right.
always going to be somebody who has gone through that same thing,
Definitely.
almost exactly or maybe similar. And that was going to help you realize, I'm not the only one.
Right. And I was writing something the other day for a particular thing that I can't tell you guys yet. It's a little bit of a surprise, but I was thinking about something, and it was exactly what Doug had just said. He was talking about confide in your friends, and I was thinking, find those right people that like you for who you are, and once you find that group of people, confide in them. Be friends with them, and tell them the things that you need to get off your chest, and try to look for similar experiences that you guys have gone through, and kind of try to connect. When you have a good friendship like that, you need to cherish it and confide in your friends and really be
Amen.
friends with people. What can you tell others that might be going through a similar situation that you went through throughout your life? What can you tell them to kind of help them get through?
It all boils down to, I think, one thing is realizing what your identity is.
Right.
Are you being true to yourself, or are you being false to somebody else?
Yeah.
And you'll know right from wrong. People will try to influence you to do the wrong thing, but you already know what's right and wrong. Go with your gut. Go with who you are.
Definitely.
Get the help that you need, to include, like you said, confiding in others, having
sure.
a support network, parents, teachers, even your friends at school.
Yeah.
People do see it. It's very apparent, and you're not the only one dealing with it.
Right. And my last and final question. What do you think people could do to minimize bullying in schools, workplaces, etc.?
The first thing that comes to mind is what you're doing.
Thank you.
So praise the Lord with your direction in championing this type of thing,
Thank you.
because it's critical. The more people that are aware of the problem that has, I think, gotten worse over the decades, the more I think bullies themselves will start to realize, gosh, they're talking about me.
Yeah.
So the more obvious it is, and the more aware it becomes, I think will help. And you're doing a fantastic job doing it.
All right. Thank you, Doug. I really appreciate that.
You're
Great
welcome.
interview. Hope you have a great rest of your week, man. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.
My name is K+Positive. This is really awesome.